The Murder Drones graphic novel Kickstarter has finally begun, and within its first day has already earned over $500,000. As you may be able to guess, I really enjoy Murder Drones, so here is a video going over all of the information, or at least a decent amount of it, related to this Kickstarter. We'll be going over what the Kickstarter is, some stuff about the graphic novel including some of the writer's words, and of course the rewards you get for each tier. The times for each of those are on screen if you wish to skip to them. But with that, let's get into the video and start off by explaining what this Kickstarter and the graphic novel actually is. Also some basic information on it. So the Murder Drones graphic novel is a retelling of the story of Murder Drones. Obviously, Murder Drones comes from Glitch and was created by Liam Vickers. However, the people behind the comic are Oni Press. They have done a lot in the graphic novel space. They did the Scott Pilgrim comics. They've done a lot, including for some IPs like Adventure Time and Rick and Morty. They have worked with indie studios before because they have a Cult of the Lamb graphic novel, which is an indie game. So I'd say Glitch picked out some good people to work with. It's written by Wyatt Kennedy, and the art is from, I think I'm going to pronounce the name wrong, so I'll just put it up on screen. It will be a 6-issue comic totaling 136 pages. So about 20 pages per issue. While the Kickstarter's goal was only about 5,000, at the time of recording this, it has reached over 500,000, with 11 tiers on offer, each giving rewards based on how much you pay. The rewards range from simply different versions of the cover to clothes, and even going all the way to shit like candles, but we'll get into the rewards later. The Kickstarter is up for a little over a month, so around the 14th of October, if I'm correct. It depends on where you live. I think it might be a day more or a day less. On site it says the estimated delivery of each reward is November 2026, so I can't wait to buy myself a good Christmas present for next year. Okay, so before the release of the comic, Wyatt Kennedy, the writer, answered a few questions, so let's go over them and maybe get a better idea for what we might see in this graphic novel. First one, which I feel I should probably start with. Liam isn't involved directly in the project as far as we're aware. He has not talked to Wyatt at all. According to Wyatt, the two have never even spoken, but he did say Glitch were very specific in their vision. So maybe even though Wyatt and Liam haven't spoken directly, Glitch has spoken to Liam, got his views, his thoughts, what he wants from the graphic novel, and they've just communicated that to Wyatt. I don't know what kind of contract Liam and Glitch signed. For all I know, Glitch has full rights of Murder Drones and can do whatever they want with it, with or without Liam's permission. But I just don't think they would do that. I don't think they'd go make something else without Liam's permission. So don't think because Liam isn't directly involved in the writing of the comic, then it's not going to be good or accurate to the show. I think we still need to let the writers release their thing, and then we can judge it, but I think it will be fine. But again, I'm sure he's still involved in some way, even if it's just him talking to Glitch and then Glitch talking to Wyatt. Continuations and prequels. Wyatt was asked about a continuation and even did ask Glitch himself on if they'd be wanting to do more. However, for now, they just want to recreate Murder Drones with the 8 episodes we have. So from the sounds of it, Glitch just want to test and see if people want a comic, and then from there, they might play around with the idea of a continuation or prequel. They actually have done this already with their first show, Meta Runner. After that ended, they released a prequel comic. If they were to do a continuation and prequels, I feel like they'd have to get Liam involved. Not like he has to be the writer of these comics, but at least, you know, get him in on the team, ask him his thoughts and how he thinks characters should be, and then using his stuff, continue the world, obviously. Like, you have to get the original creator involved. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think this Murder Drones comic is a test to see if they can do this for their other shows, just to keep fans around for longer and to keep the show going for as long as they can without it being dragged out. How faithful is it? Well, as we just said with the continuations and prequels, Glitch was specific about staying pretty accurate, so Wyatt said it is about 99% accurate to the show, which is good and bad. It's a pretty safe bet to make it exactly the same as the show. You know, people won't really complain that much. But it does also take away some things we could have had. For example, I've seen a lot of people hoping this comic does something with Jay, because Jay doesn't get much in the show. But if it's staying mostly the same, that means we won't get things like an episode 5 rewrite or more development for Jay. But I think staying mostly accurate is probably the correct decision, although I wouldn't mind a few changes from Wyatt to make things better. Lastly, the actual length of these comics. So it's a total of 136 pages across 6 issues. However, Murder Drones has 8 episodes, which means some of them will have to be mixed together. We don't have any confirmation yet on what those episodes that are mixed together would be, so for now we can only guess. There's some episodes that I think will be their own issues. For example, episode 1 and episode 8 are easy choices. It's the first and final for the show, so I don't think they'd want to mix them with episode 2 or episode 7. Speaking of which, episode 7 I could see being mixed up with 6, but I think they'll split them up because the ending of V's sacrifice hits hard, and then also the sin reveal in the next comic. I'm not really experienced with comics, so I don't know if 10 pages is enough for them to really do a whole episode. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are the main candidates for being mixed together. 2 and 3 can go together, 4 and 5 can probably go together, and of course 5 and 6 can go together because, I mean, the ending of 5 literally leads into 6. And maybe Wyatt doesn't want to spend as much time on episode 5 because, well, it's episode 5. Do I really need to explain that? I'm sure Wyatt will be able to do it. If I had to take a guess, it would either be episodes that don't go over much, or episodes that are fast-paced. I assume that translates to comics. Now, for the main piece I think a lot of you are probably more interested in than whatever Wyatt has to say. The rewards. You know how this works. You pledge more money, you get cooler rewards. There is 11 rewards, with 4 of them being limited. Tier 1 is a simple digital version of the graphic novel. Tier 2 is a exclusive foil variant. Tier 3 is an exclusive softcover. Tier 4, which I actually quite like, is the horror variant set. You get 6 variant covers, all paying homage to a horror movie. The first one, which you can see here, is Uzi looking at Eldritch J. I'm pretty sure this is the Thing. Tier 5, an exclusive hardcover. Tier 6, the Kickstarter exclusive combo. It's the hardcover and the horror variants together. Tier 7, a signed and slipcased version, signed by Wyatt, the writer of these comics, and you get an added bonus, the foil version and a patch. Tier 8, the Fatal Error set, which was limited to 250 people. It's a special slipcase cover. As a bonus, you get the foil variant, the silkscreen patch, the horror variant set, multiple exclusive items including a shirt, a pin set, and a keychain. Tier 9, the Disassembly Drones case, which was available for 100 people. Like the other one, it also includes all of the same stuff. The new things in this one is a Camp 98.7 trucker hat, a hyper limited edition metal variant for the first comic, an 18x24 print and wall scroll reproducing Uzi's conspiracy diagram from episode 3. Up to the really big spenders now, we're hitting 4 digits. Tier 10, the Absolute Solver set for $1,000. It was limited to 50 people and sold out. Obviously, you have all the stuff from the previous editions. However, the new things for this one is a cabin fever scented candle, scented with pine and oil in true worker drone fashion, a silkscreen Murder Drones work jacket, a complete set of the Murder Drones comic book covers, except the customized cover from the next tier, an 8x10 black and white original character sketch by artist Brenda Hickey. Tier 11, the most expensive tier. It was only available for 25 people, and I think this sold out in the first few hours. It is $2,000. So, as the added bonus for this tier, it comes with every item from the previous tiers, and some new ones that, well, at least for the first one, I wish I could have had. A fully functional Murder Drones VHS tape replaying the entirety of episode 1. A Murder Drones customized variant cover that will feature your name on it, spoken straight from Uzi's mouth, a 1-to-1 lithographic print from the artist. The print will never be reproduced and comes with a signed certificate of authenticity. I'm gonna be honest, for an extra 1,000 and all you get is a VHS, a limited edition print, and placeholder text on the cover that is replaced by your name, I don't think I'd buy this. You know, people only bought this because it was limited to 25 people and it was the most expensive tier. On the positive side, at least it's not 10,000 to have your fan character appear in your favourite webcomic and then die in the next image. Before we fully end the reward section, we need to talk about the bonus rewards. Basically, when they hit a milestone on the amount of money they get, they release a bonus reward for everyone to get. At $50,000, a digital PDF download of the graphic novel was unlocked for all physical backers. So from the sounds of it, if you buy a physical version, you'll also get a digital version along with it. At 100,000 and 200,000 were some bumper stickers for all physical backers. At $350,000 was a Murder Drones rubberized bracelet for all physical backers. And at 500,000, new enhancements and 24 pages of additional back matter material unlocked for all softcover and hardcover editions of the graphic novel. Finally, for when $1 million is pledged, every physical backer will get an extra bonus book full of all of the backers' names. It will be in the style of the computer with all the Solver Drones names on it that we see in episode 7. It will just be when you pledged, as in the 567th pledger, and then your name, your Kickstarter name. Overall, really cool rewards. Sucks that it's only available for a limited amount of people, and that they're so expensive. And one of the parts that hurts me the most, I don't think they're gonna do any of this stuff again. I hope they will. I hope Glitch end up bringing a few of these items to their store. Like, I think an easy one could be the trucker hat. It'd be really cool to actually be able to buy Uzi's conspiracy theory thing and put that on my wall. That'd be great. And the one that pains me the most, the goddamn VHS. Fuck you, Glitch. Seriously, I have been wanting a physical version of Murder Drones for ages, and this is probably the closest thing we'll ever get. Glitch, please give me a physical way to watch Murder Drones. Even the writer of your comic thinks people should get physical. Give me a physical version. Stop making me either go to YouTube or a streaming service to watch this show. Give me a physical version of it for me to put on my shelf and watch. And if you want, because I assume you're really cool people, give me some behind the scenes stuff or director's commentary. Yeah, my little physical rant out of the way. But yeah, I really hope that we do see some of this stuff again. And also, when the comic book comes out, do you want a review video? You're probably getting a review video anyway. I like talking about Murder Drones. I want to find any excuse to talk about Murder Drones. I do just want to give a little bit to this ending ramble here. I've seen a lot of people talk about how, like, Murder Drones is back. We're back. We're so back with this. But, one, we never left. I think that's pretty clear. I mean, there are so many cool fan projects. I think, obviously, it's great Glitcher continuing to support Murder Drones, even for only a little bit. But, yeah, just remember, there's a bunch of cool fan projects out there. And also, a bit of warning to some people with these comics. Don't get your expectations through the roof to unrealistic levels of how this comic will be. I still think it will be good. But, one, don't expect it to be the greatest thing to ever be made. And two, have a bit of room for it. It might not be exactly like the show, we don't know yet. But if Wyatt decides to change a few things here and there, and again, they're decent changes, accept them. I'm sure there will be some Liam Vickers purists out there who are like, no, it needs to be the way Liam intended, it needs to be the way of the original show. But I'm fine with a few things being changed, as long as they're good. And don't take away from what we originally had. Okay, that is everything. I think everything is really good. Don't get me wrong, I'd like the most expensive ones, but they're expensive. I'm rambling. I don't want the video to be too long. I thought this would take like a day or two to edit, but I got distracted and sidelined by a bunch of other things, so this is coming out way later. And if somebody else has beat me to doing this kind of video, going over the news and the rewards, then, shit. So, final words. I'm excited for what they're going to do with this comic. I'm sure the comic will be good. And, yeah, I'm definitely going to buy it. I'm going to buy it, either way. With all that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And in case I don't see you again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.